What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. In today's episode, I'm going to be taking you through year two, our second off season of those Colorado Rockies and their rebuild. I contemplated for a little bit about whether or not I wanted to show you guys the whole off season or just give you a summary at the end. So I'm going to try taking you through the full off season. I hope it doesn't take too long. I sometimes can take a little too long doing off season trying to make decisions, but kind of got most of my stuff lined up. So also I listened back to the video I posted earlier today and I had some audio issues, so I'm sitting a little closer to my TV. Maybe that'll help this time. So if you hear a loud like humming airplane noise in the background, that's my 747 PlayStation in the background. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's not the fan. I've checked it, so whatever. So all right, so we have made some moves to cut a lot of guys from our 40-man roster and our roster as a whole. So currently we sit at 81 total guys, and that is all guys that we are going to be re-signing. We have offered salary arbitration for, so on and so forth. And we are also going to be getting pretty aggressive in this one. So look at some of our offers we are making. So we are going to go after Sonny Gray, who's 33 years old, coming off of a couple of good seasons with the Cincinnati Reds. I like his Ks per nine and his home runs per nine. He should be a nice ace and transition pitcher for this team. Hopefully, I'm hoping to be in a competition window in the next, probably not next year, but the following year, be the opening of our competition window would be ideal. Aaron Nola is also available on the free agent market, and I would much prefer him over Sonny Gray, but I thought it'd be a little bit unrealistic if I were to get Aaron Nola. It doesn't seem like a guy like Aaron Nola would be interested in our team right now, so I passed on him. I did notice that Zach Eflin got a qualifying offer, and Aaron Nola didn't, which they played for the same team and didn't seem to make any sense whatsoever, but, you know, yet another example of this game being weird. But anyways, so of our other offers, we're also going to go after Brandon Nimmo. Can use a nice solidifying force with a good bat in center field. I quite like Brandon Nimmo. He's coming off a very scorching hot year for the Mets after a down year in 2021. And then we're going to go after Jorge Soler, who has been on a tear in this franchise, coming off of a massive 2022. I also could have went after Mitch Haniger, but Jorge Soler because of the massive power, and that should be pretty exciting to watch in Coors Field. Also, with Brandon Nimmo being a lefty, I kind of want to put some kind of a lefty smasher right behind him, and Jorge Soler's power against lefties is so much greater than Mitch Haniger's, even though Mitch Haniger is a little bit better of overall and a better defender. So we are going to simulate and see if we can get some of our guys. So just to see who else is being offered. Looks like we signed Sonny Gray off the bat. Let's go see. Yes, Sonny Gray is now on our roster. I like that. That should give us a nice little piece. And I am thinking about making a move for a pitcher later in the offseason for a trade. I have a team scouted out that I think we might be good trade candidates with, so we'll take a look at that in a little bit. So Brandon Nimmo, Jorge Soler still haven't signed yet, but they're not really getting any offers. So a lot of guys getting picked up off of waivers right now that I had cut. So just going through some of the signings right here. We're going to get to my guys anytime soon. Wow, Jose Ramirez racking up the big-time offers. It would have been nice to go after some of these guys, but I have a top draft pick next year, and I am not sacrificing it to sign one of these guys. So my hope is that we can compete pretty heavily, that maybe we do sacrifice one of our first-round draft picks next year, but we're only giving up like a 15th overall or something like that instead of like a 2 or a 3 or even a 1. I'm not quite sure where we finished. We might have been the worst team in baseball last year. So still haven't quite got those guys assigned yet. My 40-man roster is already good to go. And so it looks like Jorge Soler has signed. I wish they would give you notifications that somebody signed, but so be it. All right, Jorge Soler has signed. That is a nice bat to put into our lineup. Let's see if we can. Mitch Haniger is going to San Diego. Jose Ramirez is going to Philly. Let's see if we can get Brandon Nimmo. Nobody else is offering him, so come on, dude. You know you want to play for us. Nola ended up going to the Twins. Let's see. Did he finally sign? Nope. Still. What is wrong with this dude? Like, come on. We're building a nice squad here, dude. You're only 30 years old. We offered you a 5-year contract. I don't understand what the problem is, G. Guess he's waiting around to see if something better comes along. I don't know. So the Twins are in on him now, which makes me a little bit nervous. We got a much better offer than him right now, but we can certainly still get sniped. Okay. This is getting frustrating. I really want to... Uh-oh, now the Phillies are in on it. Oh, I'm getting nervous. Okay. Is there anybody else in... Byron Buxton. Yeah, I don't want to compete with those offers that he's getting there. I did think about Miguel Rojas. We'll see how long Rojas is there. But nobody else I'm really dying to sign or want to shell out money for. Hey, he signed. There we go. So we landed both Brandon Nimmo and Jorge Soler. Those should be big time pieces for our bat. Jorge Soler is going to be our DH. And then I will play... let's see. We're going to want to put Brandon Nimmo... Because I kind of want to have Corey Ray in my lineup. I think maybe I'll put Corey Ray center field. Yeah, so I'll put Brandon Nimmo in left field. So that's basically how our team's going to look right now. Let's go back and take a look at some of the other free agents that are out there, see if there's anybody else. We don't want to sign a pitcher because we want some of our young guys to have a shot at the rotation. Plus, I'm thinking about trading for one more guy. We'll see how that works out. So not anybody out here I'm dying to have either. Looking for guys 31. Like Tyone's probably the oldest guy I would want to go after in terms of age. Yeah, so we're already down to guys that aren't quite good overall wise. I like our bullpen. A lot of arms there that I think we can play with, so we're not going to go after anybody there. Yeah, same deal. Bunch of older guys, and not going to go after Roberto Ozuna. Catcher, we could use one. We could use a backup, but I'm going to hold off on that right now. I still want to let Mejia try to do his work. He had a pretty decent season last year. First base, we're good with Michael Chavez. Second base, we got Brendan Rodgers. Third base, we could possibly upgrade from Patrick Wisdom, but it would only be a guy I'd want to sign who's relatively young. And yeah, I don't really see anybody who's really standing out to me. I will give Jose Rojas another season. And then as far as the outfield goes, I think I am good. So that might be the signal to go all the way. We're past the arbitration, so let's go all the way to the non-tender deadline. Let's see if anybody else gets added to the free agent pool that might interest us. So we are pretty good at pretty much all of these spots. Akil Baddoo got added, so that's a guy that would be interesting, but he really strikes out a lot, so it really hurts his average. Sam Haggerty. We did let Mauricio Dubon go. I was displeased with how the second half of the season went for him. Okay, so we are going to simulate to, I believe, the Rule 5 draft. I don't have anybody else whom I am dying to... actually, I do want to check my 40-man roster. Do I have any space on it? Ooh, I am maxed out, and I always like to have some space. I think that Jorge Oña may be on the outside looking in because I want to have... I can always add him back later. There's nobody else I really want to cut down. So, I still need to add a catcher anyways. So, we'll see if Jorge Oña gets picked up. Okay. So, let's go. Raisel Iglesias. Trades. The trades in this game are so weird, I swear. So, all right, Rule 5 draft time. we are going to have the first overall pick in next year's draft. So that was what can be told from this. Okay. Asa Lacy is not on. He's not eligible for the Rule 5 draft yet. He was just drafted last year in real life. He still has 1 or 2 more seasons in this franchise until he would be available. So that's kind of ridiculous. Antonio Santos, we actually cut him, so he got picked up by the Mets. We don't want him, so yeah, I don't see anybody here. Anybody a little bit lower would be. Some of these guys are interesting, but we got some interesting guys already. So nobody there. Burrow Caraway. So catcher we'll come back to catcher if we don't find anybody. We're good at first base. Vidal Brujan should be on the 40-man roster. I don't know why this game didn't. Somebody's going to draft him, but I'm not going to because it's dumb. He's not a guy who should be available in the Rule 5 draft. I mean, just because he's a 76 overall, he shouldn't be available in the Rule 5 draft. But the fact that he's B potential, probably like mid to high B as well, is dumb. That the computer doesn't realize, oh, I should put him on the 40-man. Nope. Third base. Kevin Padlow's pretty decent, but I'm okay with what we got at third base. Shortstop, Nick Allen, no. Outfielders, Nick Longy's a guy we let go as well. Just didn't see much of a need for him. So I'm not seeing anybody who is standing out to me. So we'll go back to the catchers and see if there's anybody here who I might want. And so because I'm not quite ready for Moreno to be in the majors yet because of his bat, so I would like to find more of a defensive first catcher. Michael De La Cruz, he's 28. Probably could find somebody reasonable to play at catcher besides somebody like that. Ooh, Tyler Heineman. He's got really good arm. Chucky Robinson. Good defender. Shea Langeliers. Why is he not on the 40-man? Oh, you know what? This guy might actually be legit because... Yeah, the only thing about that is he's a defensive catcher. Really defensive. He's not going to hit for anything. You know what? I will just wait, and then I will skip. I was all primed and ready to pick somebody. See, Vidal Brujan got picked up. Langeliers got picked up. Lacy got picked up. No surprises that teams ended up drafting those guys. I'm just not going to be, unrealistic. I'm trying to make this a realistic rebuild. Otherwise, I could literally do it in one season. I could make the Colorado Rockies into a superstar powerhouse of a team, but it's not fun that way. So, okay. We still have 9 slots open on our roster, and one of those slots needs to be filled with a catcher. I'd like to find a guy who's pretty decent defensively. Martin Maldonado could fit that bill. Kurt Casale, Wilson Ramos, Yan Gomes. I'd like to find a guy who's not going to be like a 68 overall after one season because his potential's he's so old. So, yeah, I guess I can go with Maldonado. Yeah, I'll go with Maldonado. I'll give him a 1-year contract. I'll give him $4.4 million. He's not going to like that offer, but I don't care. Okay. So, to fill out our roster, let's see. How are we looking on pitchers between our top 2 levels? See if I can put 14, 16, 30 of our pitchers are at the top 2 levels. So I probably... Let's go see what type of starting pitchers are available. Jordan Holloway. I like to try to find projects, young guys who get let go, who could be projects. Humberto Mejia. he is an interesting guy. So I'm going to just give some of these guys offers and then come back to them. See if... So Bukowskis is another one. I probably only want to sign one of these projects. Carlos Hernandez, he's 25. So find one of those. Roberto Rivera, is he even real? Wow, he throws smoke. Anyways, let's see. Anybody else down here that's young, maybe missed a year because they weren't signed by anybody? So, yeah, I'm not coming across anybody. So I got those two guys. I will come back to the... Oh, Vladimir Gutierrez. I will sign him and put him on my AA roster. So, yeah, put him there. And then, let's see. Anybody else that maybe we can come across? Yeah, that's it. So that's the end of the list there. As far as relief pitchers, I am pretty satisfied with what we got. I am curious to see maybe any young guys that went undrafted or something like that that we might be interested in. Yeah, not really seeing anybody. Oh, here's a guy who throws pretty hard. He's 22 years old. I'll put an offer in on him. Okay, so we'll come back and see from there. I still need one more catcher because I like to have an organizational catcher around who I can just bring up and down as need be. Probably leave him in an A ball, but I can bring him up if somebody gets hurt. I picked up Navarreto in my Cubs franchise, and he did pretty well. But let's see. I like to be unique sometimes and try to get somebody else that maybe I haven't used before, because otherwise it gets boring signing the same guys in every franchise. Oh, Taylor Davis. I will definitely sign Taylor Davis. So he's a former Cub prospect, fan favorite. I'll sign Taylor Davis. So first base, I am pretty satisfied with what we have at first base right now. Wait, is Alfonso Rivas really? Wow, why would they let him go? He's such a good hitter. All right, second base, we're good. Third base, shortstop. Looks like we could probably use a left fielder. Probably somebody down in this mid-range. Marcus Wilson, he's 25. Yeah, probably will go with Marcus Wilson. You know what? Let's go with Troy Stokes. Had that. Okay, so that puts us at how many players? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So two more. Let's sign those guys. And then, of course, they'll always love this part. I wish you could offer players Oh, shoot. I guess I signed Bukowskis. I forgot to edit. See, this is how I ended up with the other guy on my roster. Shoot. Oh, God. I think I just... See, this is how I ended up with that Hartlieb on my roster. I forgot to edit the contract. I just threw the contract at him. Forgot to edit it. Ugh. So, Bukowskis, we didn't want him on the 40-man roster anyways. Where is that pitcher? Who was the other guy that we signed? Can't even remember his name. Why? I am missing something here. But before I forget anything, let's go edit these contracts right now. So, why? I really am dumb sometimes, just so you guys know. So... Maybe we didn't sign whoever that was? I'm so confused right now. We're up to 88 players. Oh, you know what? Vladimir Gutierrez was only a 1-year contract. That's what it was. I got it. Now I understand. Now it makes sense. So, okay. So we will continue simming. Did Maldonado still not sign? Apparently not. So we are at 42 pitchers. I probably could get one more. Well, let's go relief pitcher. Somebody young. Cesar, Jesus Christ. He started 2 years ago. Cesar Valdez. He started 2 years ago as like an 83 overall, and in 2 seasons he dropped to a 57. My God, regression in this game is a B. It's crazy. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. We'll just pick a random guy. Why are you asking for $610,000? Whatever. You're lucky I don't really care. Okay. So, trying to look at our roster. 15, 18, 19. Yeah, so we're good on... I guess we can try to find one more. Maybe... trying to find maybe one more just kind of utility player. Yeah, you know what? Eric Mejia works for me. He's a guy who can play Double A, and I don't really care too much because of his overall. So, all right, now our 40-man is full again. So we are at 40. How did we get to 41? We must have signed somebody. Oh, so Mejia is here. I thought we had 2 open slots. So Maldonado. So we're still waiting on 3 guys to sign, which would put us at the 93. So did they sign yet? Maldonado we're still waiting on. So I guess. All right, there we go. Now Maldonado signed. Right? It was Maldonado? Yes, it was Maldonado. Okay. So, we're going to have an interesting cut now. I will probably, maybe one of my relievers, I will probably try to dump off of the 40-man, but which one? Which one? Oh. Humberto Mejia. That's the other guy that we signed. I finally found him. Dang. All right. I wasn't going to get both of those guys, but I guess I have both of them now. That's fine. Okay, so that is good. Let us go to our arbitration negotiations. I always lose these because I never, well, of course, as soon as I say that, I win 2 straight. But yeah, I never know like what the hell to offer these guys. They don't give you any assistance or whatnot. So, okay. Now that arbitrations are over, I am going to go and see if I can work out a trade with the Detroit Tigers. And what they have 3 young pitchers, and they are in a rebuild. So they have these 3 exceptional young pitchers. However, Casey Mize has not performed very well. Tariq Skubal has, and Matt Manning has been just kind of okay. So I would think that in this scenario, they would be maybe looking, since they're still trying to rebuild, they would probably look for some really good returns. And I was thinking of maybe going after, let's see. I probably could use a lefty. I really wanted Tariq Skubal because of how well he has pitched so far. He's also the oldest of the bunch, so he might be the most intriguing for them to trade. But Let's start with Scooble. Or Mize with his struggling ability. I'm going to go for Scooble because that's who I want. So, to start, I'm immediately going to give them back a left-handed pitcher in Daniel Lynch. We just got Daniel Lynch, I think it was last year's trade deadline, and I don't think he pitched like 2 games for us and he got hurt. But he's a B potential. I think he's like 80 potential or something like that. So that's a good start. I also think that in the short term, they could use somebody like a Garrett Hampson, who I know has struggled for us, but could find his way back for them. And I want to give them one more higher potential player who I haven't quite decided who to give them. Oh, you know what? I think I said something about Miguel Giraldo because they could use a second baseman. They don't have any young second baseman. They don't have any B potential second baseman. Miguel Giraldo played pretty well last year at AA. He's only 22. He's already 65 overall. And I think this is a pretty decent return. I think that Garrett Hampson, he's still got a lot of time left. He's already an 80 overall. I did manually bump his potential down to a C. To that 78 is what I put him because he struggled for the last 2 years. But still, this is a guy who's major league ready, can help out their roster right now. They have some young guys that they're not quite ready for the majors yet. But hopefully he could play well for them and turn into a nice trade chip for them. And then they also get Daniel Lynch, who's a B potential left-hander, who is actually younger, just a little bit less overall and younger than Tariq Skubal, although doesn't have the upside. And then they get Miguel Giraldo. So I think this is a pretty fair trade. You even have a little bit of advantage towards them. I wanted to overpay so I could make sure that I was giving them a good deal. So, okay. So now that that is done, I have actually opened up a slot on my 40-man roster. And let's see. Do I want to add anybody back to my 40-man roster? I think I was looking at adding maybe a reliever to my 40-man roster because these guys I don't have to and I don't have a desire to right now. So got the catchers this season. Any hitters I would want to be adding? No, I got the catchers that I want. Let's see. Blankenhorn better have a good early season, otherwise he's going to find himself getting DFA'd because I am not a fan with how he played last year. That was disgusting. He was in like 190 at AAA and then hit 190 at AA as well. So it was not pretty. Colton Welker, could add him, but I have Montero already, so yeah, I'll leave him off for now. Vlade, I'm not going to add right now because I don't have to. So I'm going to let him. I probably might get him up to the majors at some point this year. So I could put Jorge Oña back on, or I could put one of my relievers. I'm going to put one of the relievers on right now. I could always DFA them pretty easily if need be. So who do I want? Carlos Estevez. That's who I wanted. So, okay. That is the end of everything. I don't have any contracts to renew, so I am good to go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's check out the new Major League squad. So our rotation is going to look a little something like, wait, no, where is he? Got to get the big guy in here. So our rotation is probably going to look a little something like, we're going to move Gomber down to our 4th slot. No, we'll put him there. So probably something like that. I'm going to have a competition for that 5th slot, although Balazovic does have the inside track to win that. But Tyler Beatty's going to be fighting for it. Let's see, who else? Tyler Beatty, Nick Neidert, Tyson Miller, and Peter Lambert will all be fighting for that 5th rotation spot. And Enyel De Los Santos, I think I will lock Justin Lawrence into the bullpen because of his performance last year. Ben Bowden and Robert Stevenson. Everybody else gonna have to fight. Oh, and the last one is Lucas Gilbreth. Everybody else gonna have to fight for that bullpen slot. Actually, Wanderson Charles as well. So actually, the bullpen's quite stacked, I think. But there's probably 1 to 2 bullpen spots that are going to be up for grabs there. Let's take a quick look at our lineup. This ordering is obviously going to change. I like that Nimmo is going to be there, and right behind him, Soler, probably Chavez after that. I like what Corey Ray did in the leadoff spot last year. I'm going to try to leave him there again. And then we'll put Trevor Larnach the 6 hole, or do we want to put Michael Chavez just ahead of him? Yeah, let's do Larnach there. Chavez, Wisdom, Mejia, and Garcia. So honestly, this lineup is looking better than the last couple of years, really thanks to Jorge Soler and Brandon Nimmo. And then the bench has some guys with some upside that I'm really, really excited to see. So that's going to be the end of this episode. I'm going to go get through spring training and figure out who's going to make the roster, who's not going to make the roster. And then maybe I'll give you guys an update maybe a month in, or maybe I will see you at our draft day. So until then, everybody have a wonderful evening, and I will see you all again very soon.